Hello, I'm back. Yeah, I still haven't got the chat. I don't know what's happened. There's a picture of a monkey in a baseball cap with a hammer. It's a purple monkey, if that matters. And it says something went wrong. And then there's a YouTube search box, but there's no chat. So that's going to be rubbish because I like to chat to people while I'm online. Never mind. I don't know whether I give it a few minutes to see if anyone comes. I usually do. I do get people joining me. Maybe I should go through some of the comments while we're waiting. My latest video is doing really well. It was released on Wednesday, and it's now Friday, and it has. Let me check the update. The updated stats. It's got. That's not right. 2.8 thousand views, 2,800 views, and 891 watch time hours, which I'm really pleased about, and 50 new subscribers. So in 2 days, that's quite a lot for me. So I'm really pleased about that. Barry Wall's been sharing a couple of my videos, which is really good because he's got like a bigger audience than me, so that's really good. Yeah, let's read some of the comments. So this is about Una Jane, who was a trans widow. Love her strength of character. Dishonesty is unacceptable in any marriage. However, once you discovered the truth, you are responsible for the decision to stay in a situation that's uncomfortable for you. That's very true. Sitting down to urinate doesn't mean anything. Well, no, it doesn't, but it did in this situation. So I think it was relevant in this particular situation. It is encouraged for cleanliness reasons in Europe where I was living. That's true. It can be cultural. The same person said, I met a woman who divorced a man after having discovered he is gay. Well, I think that's probably fair enough as well, because if someone's gay, then that's going to affect your marriage, isn't it? If you're a man and a woman and the man turns out to be gay. You still have life's choices. You need not stay married to a person who mistreats you, even without intention. And that's true as well. It's really difficult, though, I would say, when you're in a relationship and you have children with someone and you find out that they've been telling lies to you and they've been manipulative, and the whole of society tells that person that they're stunning and brave. Hello, I've now got 2 people joining me. Excellent. Thank you for coming. I was just saying before, in case you missed me saying it, for some reason I don't have the chat. It's not open there. So in a minute, I will have a look on my phone and see if I can see any chats on there. But at the moment, I can't see them. So let's see what else people are saying about Una Jane. Strong woman was left unclear about her kids and stepson's mental health after becoming fatherless. I now do not know if my advice to a trans widow to allow her husband to stay in touch with his kids was correct. I did, because hitherto he'd been a good dad, and it was 2008 when this acceptance seemed like the righteous thing to do. That sounds like this person is also a trans widow. Another comment from Astrajet. Wow, I hadn't heard all of Una's story in such concise detail before. Thank you for sharing. I hope it helps other women. Yeah, it was very, very detailed. And then someone called Wayne said, you are great, mate. Better without him. I would agree with that. Sounds horrific. Someone called Helen. The situation where he manipulates the police, doesn't consider that she is the mother of his children, and she ends up being treated like a criminal, is beneath contempt. Yeah. But then let's see if I can find this this other comment that I replied to before. Here's another one that's not the one that I was looking at that I just mentioned, but it just seems to be another mode of controlling behaviour from these porn adult men. Right, yes, I wanted to respond to this one because it's I don't know where to start with this. Well, in fact, I'm gonna read it out and I'm gonna stop when I've got something to say. It is indeed a sad story, but what is sadder is that his behaviour is attributed to the trans identity of this man. I just want to say there's no such thing as trans identity. There's just people and their behaviour. So we're talking about this man's behaviour. We're attributing his bad behaviour to his behaviour. His behaviour with women was unrelated to his trans identity. Trans identity is behaviour. It's the same thing. He was simply an unreliable man who took advantage of women. So what? Are you? I don't know if this person's trying to say that other people who are have a trans identity are good people. We're just talking about behaviour here. There's men and there's women, and there's behaviour, and this is bad behaviour. And there seems to be a pattern with people who say they are trans, that they display terrible behaviour. That's what we're calling out. Anyway, the vast majority of such men are not trans, and it is exceedingly poor journalism to relate these two aspects of this man's personality. Well, for a start, I'm not a journalist. This is not a journalistic channel. I'm a counsellor. I simply invite women to come and say whatever they want to say, and I share it. It's not journalism. It is this sort of black stroke white analysis which leads very sadly to the persecution of minorities. We didn't do any analysis. We just had a chat about this woman's experience. And what minorities are we talking about? Men. Men aren't a minority. It is also exceptionally poor science. I'm not a scientist. Nobody said that this podcast interview was science. It was a woman sharing her experience. We didn't do a study on it. The drawing of conclusions, I don't think anybody did that. The drawing of conclusions about an entire group from a single case is naive and unacceptable. Who did that? And I hope that people who watch this video are intelligent enough to realise this and to treat the analysis presented. I didn't present any analysis. It was a woman sharing her experience. And to treat the analysis presented, which attributes his behaviour to his trans identity, with the disdain it deserves. As for the behaviour of the narrator, well, it's I was going to swear there. It was a woman sharing her experience of her ex-husband. If this was coercive control and a man beating up a woman, that would be okay. In fact, no, it wouldn't. It's just when it's a woman. It's just when it's women sharing their experiences. We're told to shut up, aren't we? It's like annoying. Yeah, we've actually got a comment from someone who, well, let's just read it. James is Plot the Lost is the username of this person, and this person says, technically, I'm a member of the alphabet community, and trans widows are conveniently ignored, and as are young detransitioners who are often ostracised. Transitioning is celebrated whilst the devastation on spouses and children is brushed under the carpet, which is wrong. Best wishes, Una Jane, and I'm glad I got to hear your story. Well, yeah, thank you. At least that person is acknowledging what's actually happening here. Someone's commented on one of my cancellation videos as well. So it's the one titled The Grief of Being Cancelled. And I have talked about being cancelled on a few different videos, but this person obviously hasn't seen any of them and says, so what are you alleged to have done in order to be cancelled? Cancelled, such a neutral word for being shunned or exiled. Okay, well, I've been cancelled quite a few times, but actually my videos on cancellation aren't really about me, although I do mention that it's happened to me, so I know what it feels like. It's more for other people, like my audience who might be being cancelled. Can I go and see my live on my phone? That's what I'm going to look for now. I have to do a search for myself, I think. Hang on. Because I've got this other channel, so I'm searching on that. Oh, I think it's here. Oh, yes. Oh, is this the finished one? I'm not sure. Right, I've got some comments. So thank you if you are watching. I've currently got 3 people. Yes, I think I'm watching myself live. Look. Very funny. Okay, Catherine Robilliard. Sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. Hi, I've already opened another live stream. Yeah, I went live and I stopped it to see if I could get the live stream working so I could see the chat, and it's still not working. So hence why I'm using my phone. And then we have Melanistic Marble. And I've seen this person. He or she keeps commenting on my other videos. So thank you. And there are grieving parents and families too. Yep. The other channel I'm watching is a live safari channel. I can watch with the sound off. They have no problem sexing animals on safari, even the ones with DSDs. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me. And now I can see the live chat. If you want to talk to me while I'm talking, then you can. I've now got 5 people who've joined me, and thank you for that. I'm a she. Oh, I thought you might be, but I didn't want to assume. Melanistic Marble is a she. Well, thank you for coming. And Fictional Me, hiya, hello. Yes, really good of you all to join me. So I've got a few things to talk about today that I want to talk about. Last week I forgot to tell you about this really great interaction that I had. So I've mentioned that I've signed up for this, and I'm going to be drinking me turf tea. It's actually sleep tea from Twinings. It's very nice. It doesn't make me go to sleep, but it's in my turf mug. So yes, what happened last week, and I forgot to tell you about it. I've signed up to this website called Podmatch. It helps me to find guests for the channel because I want to have a guest every week, and I can't get enough turfs quick enough. So although I probably am going to update my profile to make it more turfy, see if I can attract some secret turfs. Anyway, so yeah, so I joined this channel called this website called Podmatch. It matches podcast host with podcast guests, and this is where the DEI expert found me, which was a very tense. Fictional Me's on the PG tips. Oh, well, I was just telling you about the monkey that's on the side of my screen here. It's purple with a red cap and a hammer with a red handle, and it says something went wrong where the chat's supposed to be. So you're reminding me of PG tips. That's the one with the monkeys, isn't it? Anyway, so I'll get back to my point. So yeah, so I found this woman approached me. It was a very tense conversation, I don't like to have I don't in fact, I don't like confrontation at all, really, in person. I don't mind a bit of back and forwards on social media, that's fine. You get a chance to, walk away and, calm down and stuff and, think about what you're gonna say, whereas confrontations in real life, not so much. I don't like it very much because it's, yeah, it's, like, uncertain what's gonna happen. I don't like it. Anyway, so when I do my podcast, I like to get people on to share their story and share stuff that's happened to them and stuff like that, and I like it to be, like, collaborative and quite positive. But this woman came on and they got to this point where I just went, "Oh, no, I'm gonna have to say something. I can't let her say all these things without challenging it." So that's what happened. We had a bit of back and forth and I stood my ground, and I don't think she'd ever been challenged on this trans stuff before. She told us that you could change from a sex to a gender. You can't change sex, but you can change a gender. And I was trying to work out what this gender was with her, and she couldn't explain. Anyway, the conversation continued afterwards on LinkedIn. My post was full of comments on my side of the argument who all agreed with me, and then she reposted it, and all of the comments on her post were in favour of her. And one woman, well, I think she was a woman, said, obviously it's hard to tell on social media, isn't it? One woman said, I wished I'd been on there. I would have like won, basically. Uta's here as well. Sorry, I'm just checking the live chat again. Yes, Uta was watching Una as well. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be able to talk and keep up with the chat because I can't multitask. I must be a man because I can't multitask very well. Easily distracted I am. So anyway, that's where I got this woman who was the DEI expert who had never heard of a trans widow and said that white men were nasty. So I also spotted a man who said he was a woman on this app and decided to ignore him because I didn't approach him, but he came up in search, and I decided I didn't want to talk to him. And then he sent me a message saying, "Oh, maybe I should get the message up." Nah, I don't need to, do I? Yeah, he said, "I don't want to change your mind, but why don't we have a conversation and you can air your concerns?" And so I had a little think about what I wanted to do. This person had purple hair and calls himself Purple Paws and has paws all over his website. Also has the opportunity to have hypnotism on his website. So, of course, well, you can imagine what my friends said about that. Sissy porn. So I did have to think about whether I wanted to have another conversation because whilst I didn't enjoy talking to Dr. Victoria because it was tense and I was quite angry actually. I was struggling to keep calm and I really wanted to cut her off, but I didn't because I didn't think that was a very good thing to do, even though I wanted to. So when I was approached by this man, I did have to think about it because that would have made good content. But I thought about it and I've been quite stressed, so I'm trying to practice my self-care and everything. And I decided to say no. And I went back to him and said, "I'm so sorry. I work with women. My YouTube channel is a platform for women," which I just thought was the perfect response. So I said, no, I'm so sorry. I was very polite. And then he came back and said, oh, it was a zinger or something. You've zinged me, which I didn't really understand. And I Googled, but yeah, classic gaslighting. Cross-dresser, I think he was, yes. He really did want to change my mind. And I don't need to air my concerns to him because I've got my own platform where I can air any concerns that I've got. Victoria was snooty and superior acting. Yeah, I think so. And Catherine's saying he's a puppy player. Yeah. Yeah, so he's got his own channel, and I went on, and to be honest, it reminded me of Mrs. Doubtfire without the shrieking and the exuberant. He wasn't as exciting as Mrs. Doubtfire, or cozy and cuddly. Anyway, so I said no to him and said, I only have women on my channel. Well, I mean, I don't. I have men as well, but it is for women, and he wants to 8 women, so and manipulate, and I decided to say no. There's a few things that interlink that I want to talk about as well. So going to Hyde Park on Sunday, it was quite a journey that I had with the trains and whatnot. But I also, I haven't got it here, I can't show you. As soon as I got there, this woman came up to me, and I don't know her name, but I do recognise her face. And she came up to me and she gave me a hat with XX on it. So if you've seen me vlog, you'll see that I'm wearing the hat, the cap with the XX on. And if you watch live, then you'll see it on there as well, because I did give a speech. Catherine Robillard. Oh, yes. I saw you were Let Women Speak. Are you talking to me or someone in the chat? I hate that I know too much about what these men get up to. Yeah, and me as well. We have male allies, but trust your gut, Kelly. Yes, exactly. So I do have men on the channel, but, they're not pretend to be women or anything. I've seen you more than once, Kelly. Yes, I've probably talked to you, but you know what? So many women come and talk to me, and I recognise them and everything, and then I forget who's who and I get mixed up. So I'm really sorry if I can't remember who you are. I remember your name, and I probably remember your face, but I haven't put them together yet. So yeah, we've probably had a conversation, have we? So yeah, anyway, I got a lovely woman came and gave me a gift of a hat, and she said, thank you for all that you do. And I was just really touched because it was really nice that she said that. So that was good. And then when I came back to work on Monday, I got a message off, do you all know Ali in Brighton? I do know who she is because she came to Morpeth, and I was talking to her and made connections, and it stayed in my brain. Anyway, she messaged me on Twitter, and she quote tweeted this other woman's tweet, and it had a picture of a rock that she'd decorated with a quote on it with my name. And I just thought that was lovely as well. So someone's made something for me to say thank you. And then she said that she was coming to Glasgow, and if I was there, she was going to find me and give it to me. So that's really lovely. I spoke at Morpeth. I brought my sister for her 75th birthday. Oh, well, I'll definitely know you then. I'll definitely know you if you were at Morpeth and you spoke. Oh, but you're going to have to come up and say, I'm me. And I'm going to have to try and remember which one you are. Because I see you in the chat for Let Women Speak all the time on Kelly J's channel. Oh, you can come. Oh, you were going to come on my channel as well. You were going to do an interview. And if you did that, I would definitely remember you. I would definitely remember your face and your name if you did that. Yeah, I'm like, perimenopausal and me brain fog's just rubbish, but also I'm just meeting so many women. It's really good. Yeah, so like I really liked it made me like tear up that this woman had decorated a rock for me, inspired by turf rocks, and she wants to give it to me in Glasgow as well. So when I get it, if I do meet her, if it happens, I'll bring it onto a live and I'll show you me pet rock. I might stroke it and stuff as well. There's some cryptic stuff going on in the chat. Anyway, back to trying to make sense. So yeah, I love creatives like stuff, but I'm not very creative in that way at like making stuff. It like I don't know what it is, but when I go on to be creative, I just get stuck and go and freak out. So yeah. But yeah, back to Hyde Park on Sunday. Well, what happened? Well, so for the night before, I did check the metros to see if they were on, and I saw this notice, read it, and then took no notice. Idiot. So it did relate to the trains that I was meant to be catching. They weren't running between North Shields and South Gosforth, and like it's on that loopy bit at the coast. They weren't running like round the top and to North Shields, so I couldn't get the metro. But I didn't know until I got to the metro station because I didn't read it and connect that that was the train that I was going to get. And of course, the replacement bus takes a lot longer than the metro. The metro takes half an hour, and so like I wasn't really thinking of that at this point when I realised that the metro wasn't coming. And my husband walked us to the metro station. I looked at him and said, "Oh, if I drive to Newcastle, will you drive me car home?" And he just like looked at us and said, "Well, I don't really want to. Just get the bus. It'll be fine. You've got loads of time." And I did, because I'd left myself about an hour to get to Newcastle, and it only takes half an hour. So anyway, the bus came. It didn't take that long. So I got on the bus. I'm sitting on the bus going, not sure about this. Am I going to get there in time? Not sure. Anyway, I got to South Gosforth on this bus. It had taken 45 minutes. And I just knew it was about 10 to 8. My train was at 20 past. I knew when, like, looking at the app and how long the metro was going to take to get to the station to pick me up and then get to Central. I just knew I was going to miss my train if I tried that. So I was on the Uber app ordering an Uber, and thankfully that came in like 2 minutes. And I got to the train station at 10 past 8. But so I had 10 minutes, but I didn't want to risk going to get some food because like it would just be my luck. I've had many situations where I've been cutting my train really fine and just made it. So I decided not to risk it and got on the train thinking, oh, well, I'll be able to get some food on the train. So bearing in mind I've been up since 6 o'clock, left the house about 7, 7:15. So it's 20 past 8 for my train. Got on the train, all's good. And then we took off, and they said there was no, like, what's it called? Like a canteen open? What's it called? The canteen? Not sure. Anyway, that wasn't going to be open. So I had to wait for the trolley, and they were going to check the tickets first, and then they were going to put the trolley on. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was thinking, well, what am I going to have? I'll get a sandwich or something, like ham and cheese or something. That's breakfasty enough, isn't it? So by the time they checked all the tickets, they then said they'd finished checking the tickets, but then they said that they were going to start at, I can't remember, but not my carriage. And then they read out the order that they were going to do the carriages in, and I was in B, and they were going to do mine last. And I just said, oh, God. And they said that we were welcome to go and find the trolley if we were desperate for a cuppa. Bearing in mind, I hadn't had a drink or anything. So anyway, I didn't really want to get up and go search for the trolley. So I just waited. It was 10 o'clock before the trolley came to me. And then so I asked for a cappuccino, but silly me, because it's a train trolley thing, they don't have them. So I ended up with a coffee, and then I was like, have you got any sandwiches? And they were like, no, not until we get to King's Cross. And I was like, okay, well, that's no good to me. So I ended up with a croissant and a flapjack, and I'm sure my stomach just swelled up, partly because it took me so long to find some food, but also because just the food was just not very good. So I also got some coffee and a bottle of, well, I asked for a bottle of water. It was more like a jug of milk, like, you know, those cartons of milk. That's what it looked like. Oh, hello, Ian. What are you doing on me live? You usually watch it back. Say hello to my husband who's in the chat, everyone. Oh, Annie's here as well. The buffet. Yes, the buffet car. Thank you, Annie. So yes, you can talk to each other. Yeah, so I was absolutely ravenous and rammed this croissant down my throat along with this flapjack. Yeah, and then to be honest, I didn't notice that the train stopped suddenly, but the driver came on and said that what did he say? He said, I've been told that I had to do an emergency stop. And I was like, all right, okay. Hi, husband. Hi, Ian. That's funny. Sorry, I'm just laughing at the chat in case you're not looking at the chat. So he told us that he had to do an emergency stop because there was a train coming the other way northbound that was billowing thick black smoke, and it had to be checked by an engineer. So we're waiting for like 20 minutes or something, and then he started up again, and he came over and said that the train had been cleared, and that we had to go, or something had happened, but we're allowed to go, but only slowly. So for the next few miles, we had to go really slowly. Not used to the attention. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that means that I ignore him in the house because I'm too busy looking at my phone. Sorry, yes, that's really bad of me. I'm going to stop looking at my phone and putting it away in the house. Anyway, yeah, so then so we'll carry on. They told us that they were going to see if they could make up the time. But then later on, they announced that they hadn't made up any time. Sorry, we're just going to get in late. And then later on from that, they pulled into St. Neots, and I was like, what on earth are we here for? And I only know the place because one of the POW candidates lived there, stood in that area. And I was like, why are we in St. Neots? We're so only supposed to stop at Stevenage and then King's Cross. And the train didn't stop anywhere else, just those two stations. And we weren't at either of those stations. And then we were waiting for ages before they actually told us that there was signalling problems, or something was a problem anyway. And that we might not be able to go at all. But eventually we started going again. And when we started going, they said that they were going to stop at Stevenage and we'd be able to get off and stretch our legs and have some fresh air and stuff. And I was just like, what? I'm going to be late. Like, just get us to King's Cross. Never mind about fannying about having stretching your legs and stuff. I just want to get to London. Anyway, so then they said that they might not be able to get to London at all from Stevenage. So then I started I had been messaging Janet anyway. Janet Murray, who's been on my podcast, she said she was coming, so I was meeting her at King's Cross. So I messaged her and said, I'm going to be late. This is what's happening. She says, oh, well, you could get off at Stevenage and get this other train. So I started looking that up, and on that app, it just kept saying cancelled, cancelled, cancelled. All the trains were showing up as cancelled. And I was thinking, well, if this train's affected by it, probably all the other ones are as well because they're all going the same way. And I was like, oh. So anyway, we did eventually get to Stevenage, and then they said, we're not going to stop for very long. After all, we're going to keep going. We're going to make a detour. So I was like, right, I'm not getting off the train. I'm definitely not going to get off the train and try and get there some other way. And I eventually got into King's Cross at 1:45. So I ended up late for Let Women Speak. But thankfully, I had been messaging Iris on Twitter, and she knew I was going to be late. And then apparently Kelly J was running late as well. And Iris said, don't worry, there's women who are stuck on the train. So they started late. So I don't know if anybody else was held up as well, but that was good. So we didn't miss any. And it was Janet's first one. So she was feeling really apprehensive, and I never met her before, so it was lovely to meet her. But bless her, she came on my podcast because she was cancelled for saying that she didn't like the term pregnant people in a video, and then she got cancelled. And she's self-employed, so it's really crippled her business. And then to top everything off, just as she was trying to start recovering her business, she's been diagnosed with breast cancer. So bless her, she's going through that now. So but she managed to come out and take her mind off it. But when that woman on the BBC corrected herself from saying pregnant people and then she said women, that gave Janet the opportunity to go on to GB News. So she did a speech. She wasn't going to, but I really encouraged her to go and do a speech because, I mean, she's a confident speaker because she used to get paid for it. she has. She's been paid for it in the past. She used to be a journalist. So, yeah, so she did her speech and then I got out as well. So I was going to give you an update of me cancellation because there's been some news on that. Kelly, that wasn't a journey, it was a quest. Oh, it was horrific. Oh, and to top it off, right, when I was going home, I got to King's Cross and there was just, you know how they have all the boards along the top? Like every board said, no trains are running unless they're named on the board. And I looked for mine and it wasn't there. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get home? What am I going to do if I can't get home? What on earth? So anyway, I needed the toilet. So I went to the toilet and I came back. Thankfully, when I came back from the toilet, my train was named on the board. I was like, phew. Well done, Kelly. I'm bogging off to sort out car MOT. Oh, that's not good. I hate MOTs. Late as ladies, oh, and husband, good day to you, sir. You like being called sir. Yeah. I'm still going through it 3 years on. They referred to me as a person with a cervix. Do you mean your cancellation? Oh my God. Yeah, so I've been cancelled, suspended, in fact. So I am a counsellor and I joined this professional body. It's not a regulator, but it is a professional body. And the only reason I joined, because I don't really need it to be a counsellor, was to advertise on this directory so I wanted to advertise for clients. And yeah, good luck with your MOT, by the way. So yeah, so that's the only reason I joined. And I was poking people on LinkedIn, and to cut a long story short, 4 of them complained about me to this NCPS, and the NCPS took it seriously, and even though it was outside the remit of what their complaints policy is for, because their complaints policy is only for client complaints and these weren't clients, they suspended my membership, and I got FSU involved. They have now lifted the suspension. However, they've left the complaint open, get this, to give the complainants the opportunity to go to the police. Can you believe it? I mean, what I've written has got nothing to do with the police. So they'll be getting another letter. And they're saying that I wasn't suspended for my beliefs and my stance. I was suspended for laughing at the people who were going to complain about me and how I treated them. But I treated them exactly the same. I treated all of them exactly the same. I was laughing at them, laughing emojis. Go on then, if you want to complain about me raising safeguarding concerns, fine, do it, I don't care. And then because they kept getting more screenshots, you see, then they got this screenshot that mentioned the CAS review, and that's the point where I was suspended. They hate women laughing at them. We fear them killing us. Well, these are women. These are actually women who I'm dealing with. Well, at least I think they are. Maybe they're not. Well, I definitely know that one of them is, because I'm not going to say who it is, but this person is very well known. The first person is very well known. And the person I'm dealing with at the NCPS has a female name, but that doesn't mean anything, does it really, actually? So my suspension's been lifted, but the complaint's open so that the complainants get the opportunity to go to the police. So when I read that, I was like, all right, okay. So is that how it's going to be? They're actually encouraging them indirectly to report me to the police for saying things that are perfectly legal. So I was quite annoyed. But yeah, I'm going to keep talking about it because they try to tell me that I breached confidentiality, but the complainants had already put that all over LinkedIn. I'm going to complain about you to the NCPS. And the first person who complained also wrote a comment on, I was telling you before about Dr. Victoria Mattingly. She had shared my post about her video, and this first complainant, if you go on, you'll see who it is. She's put on there, oh, I've had her on my I've been watching her for a while and I've reported her, and she should even tagged in the NCPS. And yeah, they're mates now. Yeah, absolutely. Women are as bad, but many female names are not women. My nemesis in the hospital is a woman on staff. Yeah, I definitely know that one of the complainants is definitely a woman. The other two have female names, and one of them is anonymous. So they're anonymous, but they're trying to get me to lose my career. Now, the thing is, right, it's not really affecting me. I don't need this registration. I don't give a shit if they kick me out and I lose it. I'm not bothered. I pay them and they're actually persecuting me. I haven't had any benefits from them. I've paid out money. They haven't done anything to support me. I couldn't give a shit about that membership. But lots of other counsellors do need that in order to have jobs. So anybody else would be really affected by this, but I'm not. I'm in a really privileged position. So I'm going to keep poking them and I'm going to keep doing it because, yeah, I'm not going to shut up about this stuff because it's really bad. And I was laughing at Kelly J last night on a live stream, naming the doctors who are doing the surgery and going, yes, this might be defamation. Get in. Yes. So that's my latest update. And yeah, and I'm surprised Paul, the boiling frog, isn't here because I've got an appointment with it. I've got an appointment with him at 3:00 because he's meant to be coming on my podcast. So either he might be getting ready for that, hopefully. So just to give you a quick update as well before I go, people who are coming up on my podcast. So you've seen Una Jane. That's a really good interview. It's getting loads of interaction, loads of views, loads of watch time hours. I might even get monetized because I think if I don't get monetized, I'll be close to it because I'm getting so much interaction and watch and stuff. I'm not sure I'm going to get enough subscribers though. So if you're not subscribed to me, please can you subscribe? Thanks. What was I going to say? Yes. So then when the interview came out with Dr. V, a woman who does DEI consultancy, who is on our side of the fence, as it were, she sees it from a wider perspective, and she wanted to come on and challenge some of the things that had been said from a workplace perspective and why it's not a good idea to take that position. So I've got her coming on. That's all recorded and ready for next week. So her name's Hiral. I think I've pronounced it right. So she's coming on. She's good friends with Tanya de Grunwald, who was also on my podcast. So we were talking about Tanya. And then, I did another podcast interview yesterday. So a woman called Kerry, who is very spiritual and had a bit of an enlightening time. She did mention transgender, but I don't know if she's a TERF or not. She didn't really say. So I don't always ask, but I might start asking what people's stance is before they come on. I think I might. I think that would be a good strategy. And then I've got Paul coming on this afternoon. So, and I've got, yes, I nearly forgot about Jasmine. So, this is really funny. I have to tell you this. So, so Jasmine Sussex in Australia, I recorded an interview with her yesterday. And so it's not funny what happened to her. She's been basically sacked by the Australian Breastfeeding Association. So she's telling her story, and she was talking about kangaroo care, and I don't know if I should edit this out because it makes us look really stupid. She was talking about kangaroo care, and because she's Australian, I thought she was talking about kangaroos, and like it's definitely mothers. So here's me talking about, yes, it's definitely mothers, female kangaroos that carry their babies in their pouches and all that. And then she was going on about, and she said, and then it's proven that when you put the child here in between the breasts, that actually scientifically has been proven to help the baby when they're premature to heal and be healthy. And then it dawned on me she wasn't talking about kangaroos. What an idiot. And she didn't realise, so I just shut up and was like, okay, we're not going on about kangaroos. Do you think I should cut that bit out where I go, oh yeah, kangaroo pouches? What do you think? I do try and keep it real though. I don't edit very much out. Hit like before you go, everyone. Yeah, that's really helpful. Yes, please. If you can hit the like, that really helps. I did get a lot of downvotes on me videos where I was wearing, not that one, this on a video. And that was one of the things I got reported to NCPS as well. Because apparently if you wear one of these, then you're racist. So, yeah, racist, Nazi, bigot, transphobe. What names have you been called recently? Oh yeah, that was it. I also got called sexist against men and women at the same time. How clever am I? Or maybe I just wasn't sexist. Maybe I was just telling the truth. Leave the kangaroo comments in, dear, says Ian. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. And then you can all laugh at me. Laugh with me, I hope. I haven't managed to finish my tea because I've been talking so much. And I've been talking for like nearly an hour, but it's good. I like to come on because it's good to like catch up with everybody, and then people come and talk to me as well. And I get some watch time hours as well. So that helps towards me stats as well. because it would be really good to start trying to make some money off the channel, because I'm spending rather a lot of time on it, and it's not really bringing in any money. And obviously I quite enjoy turfing, but I can't go on doing it indefinitely without bringing some money in. So it would really, yeah, would really be helpful if I can monetize my channel. Apparently, if I get to 3,000 hours, which I think I might just hit, I can then start selling merch. And I was like, oh, I don't think I want to do that. And then I was talking to Ian. Well, Ian's been telling me that I should be doing this. He's been saying it for ages. You need to sell t-shirts. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. But my friend, Michelle, who very kindly hosts my website, the Kelly Oliver Dougal one, and she helps us with me technology for that. And she's got some YouTube channels as well. She said I should as well, and that all the big channels have merch attached, and I could just set it up, and then it's print on demand, and it just goes out. I'm old and hard of hearing. I can't lip read, but it helps to look at people when they talk. The veil silences women. It absolutely does. Like, I had the veil on and I was like laughing, and then I realized people couldn't see me facial expressions. So I was trying to communicate, because I've got quite a quiet voice. So when it's noisy, people can't hear me all the time. But if they can see me lips and see me facial expressions, then it's got more of a chance of being able to communicate. You're in good company. I get called all kinds of names and care not a jot. Leave the marsupial care bit in. Okay, I will. Yeah, I don't care about being called names anymore either. I've been called names all my life, and it did used to bother me. But since lockdowns, when I was being called an anti-vaxxer just because I wanted to ask some questions, I think it's reasonable to ask questions. That's what I was told to do when I was growing up. If you're not sure about something, ask. I've always been told ask questions. And then all of a sudden you're not able to. MOT failed. Oh no. That's really bad. My car hasn't failed its MOT like in years. It did used to happen when I had less money basically and I couldn't afford my car. That's when it happens, isn't it? Oh God. And Annie says, I always like a laugh. Everyone does. Yeah, well, as long as you're laughing with me and not at me, then I think that's okay. Oh, I'm going to have to go because Paul's going to be waiting for me because we're recording a podcast. It's going to be a really good one because Paul helped me. It's the Boiling Frog. He's usually in the comments, either here or on Kelly J's chat as well. And he stood in the elections for Brexit and he campaigned for Brexit. So it's going to be a really good one. So if you can't be questioned, you can't be trusted. My quote, no stealing, might make a sign. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'd like that sign as well. So yes, I'm going to have to go because it's 3:00 and he might just be waiting for me, wondering where I am. Although I would think that he would have got a notification about me. I get laughed at too. I'm stealing it. Yeah, I don't mind if people laugh with me or at me, to be honest. Yeah, but yeah, Jasmine didn't pick up on what I was saying. But she was in Australia and she was talking about kangaroos. Like, what was I meant to think that she was talking about? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. It was lovely to have a good talk with you all. Hope you can get it fixed. Good chat and see you again. Yes, I hope you get your car fixed and sorted out today. It's really important. And if I can, I'll see you next Friday. It would be really good to keep this up and keep going live every week. So yes, bye for now, and I'll see you next week if I can.